Hey, what's up guys? Shake Somebody here. TS Galaxy and Stellenbosch in the final? Who would have guessed it? Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
Well. Look at what we have here in the Carling Cup final. It's not Sundowns. It's not Chiefs. And it's not even Orlando Pirates. TS Galaxy and Stellenbosch. I mean, they both scored 3 goals each over the weekend. Made sure that they were in the final. And you know what's funny? I actually think this is good. I think it's good because it inspires the rest of the league that it boosts CVs. I mean, the coaches' CVs are going to be high, right? History, the players are going to make it. And even the paychecks that they're going to get from the bonuses from winning the potential final. Look, the league is impossible. You can't compete with like Sundowns in the league or Super Sport in the league or Kaizer Chiefs or Pirates in the league. Can't say Kaizer Chiefs. But in the cup, it's almost possible to sort of get past them. I mean, TS Galaxy knocked out Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's not forget that. And to be fair, if you think about it clearly, outside of Sundowns, outside of Swallows, outside of SuperSport, Cape Town City, Orlando Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs, this is arguably the 2 teams that are next. So I expect good football, no doubt. And these 2 teams play good football. And you know what? I think it's going to be a good final. Congratulations to Stellenbosch and TS Galaxy. A coaching career that spans over 2 decades. Highlands Park, Platinum Stars, Bafana, Orlando Pirates, TS Galaxy. He's managed all the teams. Owen Da Gama. I think it's fair to say he doesn't like foreign coaching. Hey guys, another big guest on Playing the Field with Shakes. Listen to this one. A coaching career over 2 decades. Highlands Park, Platinum Stars, Bafana, Orlando Pirates, TS Galaxy. What has this man not done yet? Coach Owen Da Gama, welcome to Playing the Field with Shakes.
Thank you very much, Shakes. It's a pleasure being on your show.
No, it's always a pleasure, man. The first question I have to ask, which is the most obvious one, is where have you been? What have you been up to? You know, we used to see you coaching in the league.
Yeah, Shakes. I've been around. I've been watching a lot of football. I've been going to matches. I've been watching tournaments. I've been watching development setups in our country just to stay abreast with the game and still to be involved with the game. So I've been watching a lot. I have been approached by 1 or 2 or maybe 3 teams. But the bigger vision, Shakes, it's exactly what Peter said. You know, you want to get involved with something that has got longevity, that has got vision. And you can see that it's not people who are fly-by-nights. You know, people come to me, a chairman comes to me and he says, I want promotion this year. And then I said to him, but it took Baroka, it took Polokwane 35 years to get back into the PSL. What is this about? You know, it's a process. So I'm not a fly-by-night coach. I believe in building structures. I believe in doing things in a very professional manner.
Do we see a lot of that, by the way? I mean, you'll be giving us insight. Is there a lot of times where you find maybe club owners are expecting unrealistic things? We want promotion, we want to win the league, we want top 8, and they want it to come so quickly. Is that the mistake that's happening?
Yeah, I think it's all about the understanding of professional football. You know, when we were at Highlands Park, all the teams that are promoted, 3 teams already to the PSL. But it's not about just getting promotion, Shakes. It's making sure that when you get promotion, you can hold your own in the PSL. And you saw with Highlands Park, we got promotion and we went to the top 8 final. And we were the first season we're in the top 8 because we prepared accordingly.
Totally agree with that. That's for sure. The one question I wanted to ask was a big talking point this week. Sikakane of Amazulu was saying that all the teams need to pull up their socks if they are to end Mamelodi Sundowns' dominance. Now, for someone with you, with all your experience that you've had, how do you stop Mamelodi Sundowns' dominance?
I think the most important thing, as I said, it's to get the foundation right. It's to get the right people in place. You know, There's a document that was released by Walter Steenbok, the technical director of SAFA, as to how teams should be functioning. You should be having a coach who's building for tomorrow, who's building for next year, who's building for the year beyond that. And coaches, sometimes we as coaches, we because we want the job, we accept unrealistic challenges. We pretend to say we can do this, we can do that, just to get the job. The most important thing is go and look at a coach's background. Look what he has achieved. Look where he has gone. Look what he has built in the past.
Totally agree with that in terms of having to get the right people in place. Is that what Sundowns is just doing right? Is making sure that they have a goalkeeper coach, they have a fitness trainer, they got all the basics right, whereas other clubs are not doing that.
Yeah, and the fact that they had 3 coaches that have coached in the PSL, as joint coaches. They had Rolani, Moegoe, they had Steve, and they had Moegoe. They had 3 coaches. Imagine 3 coaches in the same seat. Although they made the one at the time, it was Moegoe, now it happened to be Rolani. They made sure that they've got the right people in place. They've got the intellectual property, the people that understand South African football in place. Now, you want to get away with a coach from Europe who doesn't understand our dynamics, who doesn't understand our football. How long is it going to take for him to understand? It can be how good. It's going to take him a long time for him to understand the dynamics and even to know the dynamics of our game. And for me, that is where we've been wrong.
Have foreign appointments derailed our football in South Africa?
I definitely think so. There's no doubt that there are foreign coaches who come and add value to our football, but there are some of them who don't. They just devalue our football, and they just take us 2-3 steps back again. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's been proven. There's been so many flops of foreign coaches, and I'm talking about local football now. And maybe if you pose a question on international football, I'll be able to elaborate on that. But I just think we've got to make sure, like Pitso said, Pitso Mosimane said, show us a trophy and come and coach here. Show us a trophy, what you've achieved, what you've won. There are people that have not even coached at any level, and they come as foreigners and they come and start coaching in this country. They can't coach in their own countries, but they're good enough to come and coach in our country. That's not on.
I see, and I totally understand that. Now, every time a new season sort of comes into play, we're mostly excited about the challenges and the teams going up against one another. The Soweto clubs, and it just happens to be one of them is the one that you used to coach as well, Orlando Pirates, and as well as Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, why are they underperforming? Like, why are they so far behind Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yeah, the policies of clubs, how they operate and how players get signed and who they sign. And, those policies, unfortunately, have got to be positive for the club. And you'll find that some of the policies that have worked in the past of some clubs, but the game is evolving. The game is evolving slowly, very, very fast. It's evolving, and for you to understand why a club is doing well or why it's not doing well, you need to understand the policy of signing players and also of signing coaches. What's the criteria used on signing a coach or signing a player? So I think if our clubs can step up a little bit, I know teams in South Africa. Once you score against them, they sign you. They score one goal against a certain team. The next thing is he gets signed. Follow that player. Watch what he's done for the past year or two, and follow him for a season and see if he fits in with what your coach wants.
You speak about that problem that we have, and I look at a club like, let's say, Kaizer Chiefs, for example, who have had in the last 5 years, have had 8 coaches, but some of the players are still there. So you sort of find that players will be signed now, and then Coach Owen Da Gama will be expected next season to work with those players that were not signed by him.
Exactly. There's got to be longevity. If you sign a coach, I mean, Chiefs did the right thing with Steve Compella. He was there for 3 years. And I think he was starting to build bridges. He was starting to get things right. And then he was released. Kevin Hunt was there season, not even a full season, or maybe a season and a little bit. I don't know. But you've got to have a situation where you believe in a coach and you say, I'm going to give this coach 2 years or 3 years. I'm going to give him the 3 years. And unless it derails terribly, but you've got to give a coach time to come in, work with the team, and progress beyond that, and progress beyond that. So, I don't know. I mean, Chiefs is such a massive team. It's such a massive team. Probably one of the biggest teams in Africa. Such a massive team. And, some of the signings that get made there, I must be honest with you, Shakes. Everybody can see with their own eyes that this player is a good player, but he's not ready for Chiefs at that level. He's not ready. Chiefs used to sign, when I was playing soccer, Chiefs used to sign the biggest players in South Africa and loan them out. And when they perform well, they record them. Once they've got a little bit of experience, that's how big Chiefs is. Chiefs needs players who come in and produce. Not come in and they must learn how to play. They must get the experience in the PSL. No. Chiefs it's a big team. So for me, I'm just disappointed in that because, and I think that's one of the reasons why I think Chiefs are not achieving what they have to achieve, because they've got quality young boys. Quality. I must agree with the entire setup achieves quality, but loan them out. Once you are winning cups, loan those boys out. Bring the best in, the best that can produce for you on the moment and win cups. That's how it's got to be, and that's what Sundowns are doing so correctly.
I mean, one of the players you coached that was top quality from Africa happens to be Peter Shalile. And I wanted to ask you a question with regards to him. What makes him so special? He was scoring goals before he even went to Mamelodi Sundowns under you. And why do we not have strikers that are obsessed with scoring like he is?
Yeah, I think I think every coach has got his strength. I think every coach in the PSL has got his strength. And my strength has been strikers. I was a striker.
Yes.
I scored a lot of goals, Shakes. I scored a lot of goals in my time. And it's on record there. And when I look at a player like Peter Shalile, when I got in the season that they were relegated, he was not even starting him as a winger. Even in the PSL, when they got relegated with Gordon, he was used as a winger. And I looked at this boy. I said, this boy's got pace. He can finish. He's got explosive characteristics. He's very sharp. He can get past people. I said, on the wing, let me try him in the middle here. And I tried him as a striker. We played about 4 friendlies. And the first friendly struggled a little bit. Then we started working on him. It was a collective. It's not me. It's a collective of the technical team that I put together. We all work together with Simone Conley and with Ellen Fries and with Victor Chabalala. It was all of us. So it's not about me. But what I did well is I put a good team together. And we started working on Peter. We worked on Peter. I mean, before Peter, there was Surprise Moriri. Before Surprise Moriri was Koketso Motongi. I've always worked with players that I know. There was Katleho Mashiho that I introduced in the PSL, and he was banging in the goals. So I think my strength is when it comes to strikers and when it comes to defenders. I've really I've been given the gift to work with these type of players. But Peter, we really worked on him. We worked on him and worked on him, and he had that work ethic. He's got good living principles. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He'll go the extra mile just to do his best. And it was a pleasure working with him. It even motivated me to work more with him. It's the work that you do. But I must say, Sundowns must take the credit. They took what we have done and they took it further and they worked on it. I went to watch Sundowns train. They put in the time. They work hard on individuals. They work hard. And for me, that's where it comes. If coaches come and tell you they train 400 hours a week or 600 hours a week, that doesn't count anything for me. Where is Lipasa scoring goals? Lipasa is a goal scorer. Why is he not scoring goals? Why is he not scoring goals?
Why is he not scoring goals?
For me, it's about the individual. I don't know how they train, so it's difficult for me to comment on that. I don't know how they train. I just hear they train 1,000 hours a week. I don't know how many hours a week they train. But for me, it's all about giving the boy confidence and working on him and sitting with him with videos and going through where you show him his individual videos, how he can improve, not to break him down, but to work on him and to build him and build him and build him. I don't think we are doing enough of that.
I mean, they've scored, I think it's 6 goals in the last 13 games. It's not good enough. You have the likes of Zakel Lepasa, Mahopa's in the side. You have the Mauru guy from Cameroon as well. I mean, is there not enough work that's being done with the goal scorers? Because the clean sheets are okay. It's just up front. It's not really going well.
Yeah. I as I say, Shakes, it's very difficult to, you don't criticize the team or you don't try and be too smart unless you know what they are doing.
Yeah.
But for me, I definitely believe we could be working more on our strikers. We could be working more. Even if it's, bring in ex-strikers. You bring in Dr. Kumalo to come and work. Dr. Kumalo could finish. You bring in Shane McGregor. You bring in people who used to score goals. You bring in the Sean Bartletts. You bring in people who scored goals and you make them specifically work on those plays, but they've got to put in the hours. They've got to put in the time. It's nothing worthwhile comes easy.
I totally understand that. For me, coach, it's TS Galaxy against Stellenbosch in the final of the Carling Cup. That's good for South African football, right? Considering the fact that some of the big teams are not in the final.
Very good. Very, very good for South African football. It's nice to have a Chiefs Pirates final. That we all know it's nice. But we have that in the derbies, and that makes our week or our month when Chiefs and Pirates play. The entire South Africa stands still. So it's nice to have a TS Galaxy Stellenbosch. I mean, Stellenbosch have been in. They just lost out on 2 other semi-finals in the last couple of years. So I think they deserve it so much. TS Galaxy. The mere fact that they eliminated Sundowns. For me, although we might say, there's this rhetoric that Sundowns didn't have the national team players when they played PS Galaxy. Yeah, they didn't have they didn't have the Zwanes and all that. But still, Sundowns can put on any team and they can win the league. It's as simple as that. They've got enough quality. I mean, I was watching the other day, and they had Mendieta on the bench, or not even on the bench, in the stands. They had Mendieta. They had so many quality players on the stands.
Oof, it's a lot, eh?
And so there's no excuse. Beat them, and they're in the finals, and it's good for football. And I think based on that, if you look at the head-to-heads between the two teams, it's not been very easy, but Stellenbosch seem to pull ahead a little bit there. So I don't know, but it's going to be a very, very interesting final, and I'm happy for the two clubs. But as I say, for me, I put my money on Stellenbosch because, as I say, they've been in two semi-finals before this, and I think they really want it. They really want it. And it's not about money, Shakes. You know, you can go and scout young players and in the NFD and you can bring them in, but you've got to be given time. You establish yourself the first season, the seventh season, the second season, you give it a go. And then the third, you're in the PSL. That's how it should be. And then you go into the PSL well prepared, well prepared. You don't just try and rush into the PSL and, you know, now you must sign a lot of play. Now you get to the PSL. Now suddenly you sign 10 players or 20 players because no. Look what we did with Highlands Park. We broke all the records. They're still standing now in the NFD. 25 games unbeaten when I took over. I'm just giving you an example, not about me, but about the technical team. We scored the most goals. We conceded the least goals. It's 6 records that are standing there because we were given time. We were told, listen here, if we don't go this year to the PSL, we'll go next year. If we don't go next year, we'll go the following year. But build a solid team so that when we go to the PSL, we've got a solid team. And that's exactly what done. But you find a team that's disorganized. They don't have the correct staff in place. They, you know, and it's not about spending on buying players. It's getting your staff, your back room. You get that 100%. Then we bring in players. Now you don't have proper facilities to train. You don't have transport for the players. You don't have a physio. You don't have a masseuse. You don't have the basics that a professional team must have, but you want to go to the PSL. No, it doesn't work that way. So I certainly, I just say thank you very much. We'll talk on another day again, and I move on. So I'm waiting for the correct project, Shakes. That is not going to cost money, but it needs time. It needs to get to a stage where people say, you know what, we want to build a solid backroom staff and a solid foundation for this team. Now we can bring in the players. Now we can look for players. Now we move on, and then we take it to another level. Next year, you take it to another level. The following year, you take it to another level. But the fly-by-night thing, Shakes, unfortunately, club owners in the NFD, they look at the financial reward that when we get to the PSL, we'll be getting 2 million or 2.8 million. So then we'll start making things happen. No. You've got to invest in order to get that money. So invest a little bit, not too much, just the basics. Get your staff contingent 100%. You've got players that are performing well in their teams and they're not being selected. I don't know. Don't we understand that you don't go and watch a player at a game and you select him? You go to his training sessions of his team. You talk to his coach to understand the player, to understand where he can play, what other roles he can do. You've got to understand a player, Shakes. You've got to understand him in a complete way. Now we just see a player performing 1 or 2 or 3 games for his team, we select him. We don't have a clue about him. I mean, this very same Hugo Broos. I was playing in Belgium when Belgium went in '94 when they went to the World Cup and got to the quarterfinals. I was playing there, and the coach of the national team was Gites. He was the coach. He came to our club, and he spent 2 weeks there to understand everything about every individual player that he liked. And then he understood that Owen Da Gama can play. I'm just giving an example. I was not a Belgian, but Patrick Verwoerd was our left back there. But he understood that Patrick Verwoerd can also play left wing. He can also play left mid. He could understand those things. So we just go and watch 5 games or 3 games, and we select a player and we're going to use him. But we don't know the player. So I'm very disappointed in I look at cricket, I look at rugby, I say, maybe we should have a panel of selectors that can say, Coach, Hugo Broos, here are your 30 players, use them. Because some of the
Coach-
players that have been used at national team never please, man.
Coach,
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much before it does cut. We need to do this again another time, I promise.
Who was up to par and who became our star, but also who fell short in this game we all love? Let's find out on Moegoe of the Week. Star of the Week can only go to one person, Janine van Wyk. The Banyana Banyana legend became the most capped African player on the continent. The most capped, men or women, the most capped, 185 caps for Banyana Banyana. I just want to take this moment to say thank you to her. You know, every single time you saw Banyana Banyana, she was always there and she helped them proceed to the WAFCON. So congratulations to you. And the Moegoe of this week goes to Amazulu defender Thembela Sikhakhane. He said that they can dethrone Mamelodi Sundowns. He said every other team needs to pull up their socks. And that's the problem. You know, that's the problem with teams in the DStv Premiership. They're so focused on winning that one game against Mamelodi Sundowns. Why don't you guys go on a consistent run? Like, focus on going on a consistent run. Don't think about beating Mamelodi Sundowns in that one match. You know what? I actually have a challenge for all of you guys. Well, outside of Mamelodi Sundowns. All of you, even Pirates the Chiefs. Can you guys at least win 19 league games? Out of 30. 19. If you can win 19, then I give it to you guys. But if you can't even do 19, you can't even dream of catching Mamelodi Sundowns. And that's why you're the Moegoe of the Week. It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games. My bet slip consists of the Premier League and as well as the DStv Premiership. Let's get into it. Wolves against Burnley, over 1.5 goals. Amazulu against Mamelodi Sundowns. Thembela, this is your chance. Beat that Sundowns, right? I've gone with the draw or Sundowns win and under 3.5 goals. Crystal Palace going up against Bournemouth, over 1.5 goals. Sheffield United versus Liverpool. Liverpool straight win. Aston Villa versus Man City, over 2.5. Couldn't pick a winner. And last but not least, Manchester United going up against Chelsea. Manchester United or draw. Yes, I don't see United losing it. The odds, 6.63. 6 times the money back. 300 to 2,200. If you want to win with me, click on the link below. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. We've come to the end of the show, guys, and I know the original Soweto Derby is about to kick off. But before you go, can you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes? Really would appreciate that. See you next week.